Imagine and it would come to being. Every single manifestation reality creation book has mentioned the same thing. You have to visualize, you have to close your eyes and see yourself. And some people give you the advice of close your eyes and see yourself shaking hands with someone, sales agent, real estate agent, and you just bought your house. Someone tells you to do it with a car, someone tells you to do it with a friend that you really like. But it's all. But you've been trying it, it's not working. Oh, it has worked with really small stuff. With the big stuff, you haven't gotten it yet, but you still have faith. You think they will actually get it. But here's why you will never get it. Here's what is the difference between imagination and visualization or fantasy. Visualization is an act of the mind. Same for fantasy, but imagination is something different that I'll tell you about in a second. First of all, let's talk about visualization. You close your eyes, you put your hand like this, close your eyes, see yourself holding an apple, and you can see it, and you can actually feel it. Cool. So you can see stuff with your eyes closed. When you dream at night, why is it called a dream and not a visualization or a sleep visualization? It's something completely different than a dream, even though it's the same thing. It's different. A dream is different than visualization. Science, terribly, would never tell you that a dream is just a visualization of the mind. Why is that? Because imagination, which is the same as a dream, is an act of the soul or your consciousness. Imagination is an act of the soul or your own consciousness. It happens with your own soul or your own consciousness. When you sleep at night, your eyes are closed, your body is not moving, you're not aware of anything, you still can produce images and see them. How? Because you're not actually producing them, you're not creating them. That's visualization, that's fantasy. It's an act of the mind. That's why some people have it and some people don't. I think 30% of the people cannot even see images, like they cannot do this and see an apple. But everyone dreams. Why? Because dreaming is an act of imagination. It's an act of the soul or the consciousness. So, what is the difference between the two? And why does you visualizing all this good stuff does not change your reality in any way? I'll tell you, my friend. Imagination. How to actually imagine something. For you to imagine something, you have to take your consciousness away from this physical present reality and move it somewhere else. What is somewhere else? If you're familiar with what I teach, you will know that you exist in multiple vessels. There's different versions of you. Any version of you that you can imagine, think about, just with the mind. You don't have to use the consciousness now. If you can imagine it, if you can think about it, it does exist. Yeah. No matter how wide it is, let's just not get into the deep stuff. So it does exist. All of them. What is imagination? Okay. You is this one. That's you. That's the current you. You're watching me now. If I instruct you to use your imagination, to close your eyes, completely lose your sense of the reality around you, you could be on the bed, but completely lose the sense of it, that you can imagine yourself on sand, or the water, or in a sauna, or getting a massage, or having a threesome. Whatever. What you're doing is that you're moving your own consciousness into this vessel that is actually doing. So it's actually in the ocean right now. And for me to prove this to you, let's take a small example. Put your hand away from your sight. Like not completely away, like I can still see them, but focus ahead of you. And now what I want you to do is to focus on your left hand and be very slow and meticulous with it. Because what you will see is that you will focus on your left hand and then your eyes will look at your left hand. So there is something that is being projected. Awareness is focusing on the left hand before you even look at it with your eyes. That's what people, sadly, that's what the spiritual people refer to as the third eye. The ability to see reality as it actually is. It's not true. But anyway, there's no such thing as a third eye. You don't have something on you that's a third eye. It's just bullshit. You will see that your awareness moves first and then your eyes will follow it. Be very slow and be very conscious of it. Breathe, relax for a minute or two and then try it. Look at the left, you will see that something happens. Your attention goes to the left, your awareness goes to the left, and then your eyes will follow. Cool? You listening? Good. So imagination is the same. It's you shutting off the senses. Wow. You shutting off all your senses and moving your consciousness completely into a new, different vessel. So let's get deeper. Let's talk about reality creation. So, favorite quote of all time, probably when it comes to reality creation, is Bruce Lee. Be like water. If you put this is water. If you put it in a cup, it becomes the cup. If you put it, I don't know how to draw a teapot. Yeah, let's call it teapot. If you put it in a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Cool. Don't get too excited. Listen, this stuff is good. It's the same for you. Pure consciousness poured into the water. Yeah. Pure consciousness poured into the cup. You become the cup. So you experience the physical reality of the cup. Once you're fully here. For you to change your reality, for you to create your own reality, you decide one day you wake up, you'll be like, I don't want to be a cup anymore. I want to be a teapot. So you start to project your consciousness onto the teapot. And here's the thing. They tell you that consciousness is infinite and all these things. Like, you don't have to know these things. Like, it's not for the purpose of reality creation. So let's say it's not infinite. And you are not allowed to do this, which is both of them. You are only allowed to take your consciousness from one place and place it into the other. So you are physically taking the cup and pouring the water into the teapot. And once the cup is empty and the teapot is full, you have finally became the teapot. You have changed your own reality. Your consciousness changed from the cups to the vessels. You are this vessel and this vessel. In this vessel, your business, wow, your business makes about 50 grand a month. Cool. In this vessel, you make about 10 million a month. Evening. Here you make 10,000 a month, and here you make 10 million a month. For all you have to do here is so that's your consciousness. It's being projected onto that vessel. So now you understand. From the example, water into the teapot, what do you need to do? You need to take your consciousness from this one and pour it into this one. So all we need to do is this and this. As soon as the entirety of your consciousness is inside this one, and this one is empty, this one dies, and this one is resurrected or born into existence. And now you make 10 million in a single month. Wow, that's nice for you. That's nice for you. So let's go back into the idea of imagination. So how does one move his consciousness into the other one? I will tell you something. It's very interesting. What the people tell you, what the gurus tell you, the teachers, the manifestation coaches, what they tell you is that, again, you imagine the goal, the wish already fulfilled. It's true as a sentence, it's true. But they tell you to see yourself shaking hands with a very close friend when the deal is done, or see yourself drinking coffee with a friend in your new apartment, or see yourself taking your friends for a drive in the new Ferrari that you just got. See yourself shaking hands after signing a business deal. That act does nothing but bring your morale up, gives you hope. You become joyful actually when you try it, which is cool. I'm all for it, but it does not move your consciousness. And if it does, here's what happens. Because again, if you're imagining it, it's moving your consciousness, but not in the way that you think of it. So here is you. That's the one you want to go to. What you're doing is that here is a thought. Okay, so all your consciousness is here. You do the thing, you visualize, shaking hands, doing all these things. What happens is that you take a drop of water, a drop of consciousness, and place it inside this version of you, which is cool. Not bad. But this one is not gonna die, this one is not gonna be born, because it has to be full of the water to fully be it. It has to be full of the consciousness to fully be embodied into physical reality. Finally. And you keep doing the same act again, like when you see yourself, you wake up every day, 20 minutes a day, you see yourself telling your friends about the business deal. You see yourself discussing or being on an interview, same guy, same setting, same everything. And you see yourself talking about the same business. But that's not how it works. For you to be able to move your consciousness into a new reality, you have to see yourself actively living that reality. You have to see yourself living it. That version of you that makes the 10 million a month, not even a year, a month. That version that makes the 10 million a month is not day to day living his life, waking up, signing the deal, and talking to the same friends about the same thing. No, you have to actually live it in your imagination. You have to live as this person, live as him. He will have a life. He will go some places. He will go buy some clothes. He will buy some objects. He will have probably a different house, probably a different business, probably different employees. He will be interacting with different kinds of people, eating at different restaurants, training at a different gym, taking vacations in different places, buying different assets, doing different investments. You have to live as him. It's like a movie. You are creating a movie where that character is the star and you are living the entire movie. A movie is 2 hours long. What you are doing is like taking a screenshot of a movie, and every time you say, I want to watch The Wolf of Wall Street, you go watch one scene or one frame. Okay, one frame is too little. You go watch one scene from the movie and act and keep telling yourself, yeah, I'm watching The Wolf of Wall Street. No, you're not. You're watching one scene. That is not the complete movie. And for you to fully move your consciousness from this vessel, your current vessel, the current you, into the new one that you want to fully embody and fully bring into physical existence, you have to truly live as him in your imagination. And that is the difference between fantasy and imagination. Here are some signs to know exactly what you're doing, if it's fantasy or visualization, or if it's imagination, which is what you intend to have. what to do. Here, when you're fantasizing or visualizing, you will get feelings of desire and longing, and sometimes you will feel overwhelmed. So you will get feelings of desire, longing, or feeling overwhelmed. Overwhelmed is easy, I don't need to explain it. You will just feel like it's too hard, or that it's impossible, or that it's not common sense. And with longing, you will say things like, man, that would be nice, fucking it would be sick. It would be great. If you ever say these things, that's longing, that means that you are either fantasizing or just visualizing. Desire, how do you know desire? It's very easy. You feel it in your body. Forehead, throat, chest, stomach, or groin. Depends on what you're visualizing. Depends who you're shaking hands with and what she's wearing. But if you have any of these, you are fantasizing or visualizing. What you need to be doing is imagination. How to know? You will know by, you will see that imagination is progressive. Let's say you want to buy a house. You can do as the other coaches tell you. They tell you to see yourself shaking hands with the sales agent, and you have the house, or you see yourself entering the house and saying that it's yours. Cool. You will do that, and you will feel good about it. With imagination, you'll get feelings of joy, not desire, and not longing, and of course, you're not going to be overwhelmed. So you will feel joy. Cool. Next day, you'll try to do the same exercise. You'll try to see. Maybe you will feel joy, but it will be a little less. Day 3 or day 4, you will try to do it, and it's not going to bring you any kind of joy. You will feel very mundane because it's not going to be real. With imagination, it will be progressive. You will see yourself actually living in the house. So you will imagine the first day waking up in the house and be like, wow, that's my house. Going to the coffee machine, making your own coffee, going to the terrace and watching the sunrise. Maybe smoking a cigarette, that would be nice. Next day, you will try to see the same thing. Waking up for the first day, you will see that it became mundane. It's not interesting anymore. It's not joyful anymore. You would want to progress in the imagination, and you will try to do it, and you will actually succeed in doing it, and it will always be joyful, and you will never finish it and be like, I hope so, or you will feel any kind of doubt or being overwhelmed. Yeah, I think that's how it's said. Being overwhelmed. You're not gonna feel any kind of resistance towards it. You will be very grateful, and you'll always be joyful. The most important thing, joyful. You will feel tingling in your fingers and in your toes. But if you feel it in your forehead, throat, chest, stomach, or groin, that means that it's desire. This is just the first step. This is the metaphysical exercises that you need to be doing. According to the law of assumption, which most people teach you, sadly, they teach it to you wrong. If you want to learn more about the law of assumption, you can watch this video here. I'll see you in the next one.